Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Shubhangi Verma. I make videos on dot mandala art on my channel Shunya by Shubhangi. So friends, today I'm going to make this beautiful wall clock. This wall clock is very close to my heart and this is inspired by my logo design. So I thought of sharing it with you all. Friends, if you are new to my channel, please do take time to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get the notification. You can also follow us on Instagram handle and Facebook handle to get lots of behind the scenes. Friends, I have divided this wall clock into 3 different parts so that it becomes very easy for you to follow the tutorial. In this video, I will be doing first, second and 3 parts. So the materials needed are Shunya's toolkit for making bigger and smaller dots. Friends, you will also need this 12-inch MDF board. Friends, I have painted it with black acrylic color and I have dried it completely, and then I'm planning to divide it into 2 equal half. What I'll do, I'll just make a line from the hook and I'll continue it towards the front side of this board, so that I'll be dividing this board into 2 equal halves. Friends, this is very important step, so don't ever dare to skip this up. I'm just using this ruler and dividing the board into 2 equal halves. Friends, now what I'll do, I'll just cut this newspaper and scissor, and I'll cut it into the size of this board, and then I'll fold it into 2 halves, and I'll cut at the center and at the edges, and at the edges I'll just make some markings, and then I'll connect those markings from the center. You can also use a protector for this, but I prefer using either a stencil or a newspaper. And then I'll again fold it and make few more markings, as you can see in the video, and then I'll again make some marks over it, and then I'll join them from the center. So in this way you can divide this board into 8 equal parts. Friends, now I will be dividing this 12-inch board into 2-inch circle and then into 3-inch circle. I am using this rounder or a compass for making this. Make sure you don't use a graphite pencil, just use this white charcoal pencil. Friends, now I'm mixing this acrylic retarder with lemon yellow color and making it good consistent paint, and then I'm making a few tiny dots, just following the guidelines. I'm using my smallest dotting tool for this. You can also use a toothpick if you don't have the same tool. So I'm just making few dots in between them. So basically you have to make very tiny dots close to each other, and then I'm moving up to the second row, in which I'm making a few tiny dots in between the 2 dots of the previous row. Make sure you follow this step. It is very important. Don't make the dots above the dot, just make the dots between the 2 dots of the previous row. And as the row proceeds, you have to make the dots slightly bigger than the previous rows. So you can either use a bigger tool, or you can just hold a little more paint than the previous row, and you just have to continue using the same color. And then I'm mixing a very small a drop of orange, I would say, and making the next row. So this is how you have to do. You have to dip your tool into the paint each time and make the dots. And then I'm mixing little more orange to the same color, and I'm making this beautiful bright orange color, slightly yellowish orange, I would say. And then I'm continuing it with the next row, and you have to follow the same technique. Make the dots between the 2 dots of the previous row. In between I thought of making these dots with the brush, and it is working very well here, so you can try out with a brush as well. And I'm just adding a little more paint to it to make it a little plumpy, and then I'm continuing with the same color, and I'm using this flat bamboo tool and making the next row over here. And then I'm adding a few more drops of paint to it so that it becomes little plumpy. Now friends, I'm just filling up the space between these dots. I'm using the same orange color here, and I'm just making two dots, one above and one below. This will just help us to fill up the space and make it look very compact and beautiful. And now I'm adding some more orange to it and making slightly bigger dots with my bamboo tool. The size of the dot depends, but I think I have used around 2 to 3 size dots here. And these dots are slightly flat, so you can just add a little more paint to it to make it look plumpy. And then I'll continue it up with adding a little red to it, and make sure you just keep on adding a little acrylic retarder so that the consistency is also maintained. And this is how I continued with the next row. And as you can see, there is a little more space, so I just added a small dot between them. Just a single dot will work. And in the second last row I added two little dots. I'm using my finest dotting tool here. And then I just brought this twist to this row, and I made a row of magenta color. I'm making the dots just above the tiny dots, and this is how it will work. So I'm using the same bamboo tool of the previous row that I have done with the reddish orange color, and look how beautiful this is looking now. As you can see, there is a small space, so I'll just make two tiny dots between them. If you think there is no more space, you can just add a single dot. And then I'm adding few drops of white to the magenta color, and I'm making this swirl. So what the swirl is all about, you just have to make a small dot and drag it from the outer edge to the inner edge. And this swirl basically is a shape of a drop, I would say, and it's very easy. You can just give it a shape. If it's not properly made, then you can just use your tool and you can give it a beautiful shape later also. And you can also add a little more paint to it. If your paint is your shape is not coming properly, you can just add a little more paint, and then you can use the same tool to make this beautiful swirl shape. Now friends, I have used this violet color or eggplant shade, and I'm making these tiny dots around the swirl that I made. So what I'm doing, I'm just starting off with the outer edge, and then I'm continuing it towards the bottom. So you just have to keep on running your dots. You don't have to dip it every time, just once, and just keep on running from the top to the bottom. And then friends, I have added a little white color to this violet color, and I'm just planning to make slightly like light purple beautiful lavender color. And as you can see, it has a beautiful consistency as well. So I'll just mix it with this spatula, and then I'll continue doing the same pattern that I've done before, from the outer edge to the inner to the bottom of this drop shape. Basically friends, I'm just following up the shape of the drop or the swirl that I have made, and I'm just making a small dot and then continuing it to the bottom. And this process is absolutely beautiful. And in the meanwhile, I thought of making some top dots or top swirl, I would say. So as you can see how I'm making it here, and then again continuing it with the process that I did. So with the light purple color or the lavender color, I'm just surrounding each swirls. Friends, now I'm mixing the teal blue color to this purple, light purple color that I made. And I have not made a video, but I mean, I have not captured it completely, but I'll show you how I'm doing it. I just took a little portion of teal blue and this purple color, and then I'm mixing it, and this gives a very beautiful blue shade. I don't know what the color name is, but I am absolutely loving it. And now I am just starting off from the outer edge and then continuing it to the bottom. The same procedure, walking dots, I would say. You just have to dip it once and then keep on running your tool from top to bottom. So friends, it's very good that you try experimenting with different colors, because sometimes we are so used to the regular color that we have. They become, you know, like we are in our comfort zone. So when we just step out of our comfort zone, something new and beautiful things we can make. So this is the color, I would say these are the few colors that are helping me come out of my comfort zone. So friends, with the same color, I'm just making the next row. And but you have to take care that you have to use a slightly bigger dotting tool here, so that the size of the dots are slightly bigger than the previous dots. Just keep on running from top to bottom. Friends, now I'm mixing a little drop of green, a very small drop of green, to my teal blue color, and this gives a beautiful, I don't know the name, but the shade is quite beautiful. And then I'm just running it from bottom to top. So this is basically the reverse dot technique, and it will give a beautiful flame shape structure, like a flame or I would say a flame of a candle. And I really love this technique. It gives a beautiful pattern, as you can see. So I'll just keep on adding a small drop of green for the next row as well, and I will just continue with the same pattern that I have done before, the reverse dotting technique. So from the bottom, we just have to dip our tool once, or if you think your paint is getting over, you can dip twice as well, as I'm doing. But the basic funda is that you just have to keep on decreasing the size of the dots when if you move from bottom to top. So this is how this beautiful shape is achieved. Friends, let me know what you think about this design. I am loving the process of making this wall clock. You know, in the comment section, what is your favorite shade that I have made among all? Friends, now I'm using this golden color for making two dots between the petal shape structure that I made, and then I'm using my dotting tool and just extending it from the bottom to top. And I'm just planning to give it a beautiful shape, so I'm just adding little more paint to it, and then I'm extending it. So friends, this is the shape that you have to achieve. Just keep on adding little paint to it, and extending and giving the shape. You can also use a brush, so uh, it is up to you. As you can see, I'm using a little very thin bristle brush of 0 number here, and it will equally work, or you can use your tool. But make sure the consistency of the paint should be really good. You don't have to use very watery or too thick paint, so the consistency is the key. And I'll just continue making this golden color pattern around the petal. This is very easy. Make sure you don't get scared by the design, because I'm making it for the very first time, and you can see it is not that tough for me, so I'm sure you can make it too. So friends, the center part is done, and now I'm planning to make some swirls around the petals, and so I'm using this violet color. I'll just make a small dot, and then using a very fine tool, I'll just extend it from the outer part to the inner side to give it a beautiful swirl shape. So friends, basically you just have to make a dot and just keep on adding little paint to it, little more paint, and then extend it with the finer part of your tool. And this by this you can make a beautiful swirl shape. You can also use a fine brush of 0 number, but I prefer using this tool. So in the same way, you will just continue making these tiny violet colored dots. I've used Folk-Art multi-surface paint. So the color of the shade of this color is eggplant shade, but you can use any other violet color that you have. You will just keep on making these dots and the swirls around all the petals. I hope you remember the next color that we made previously. We just added a few drop of white to this purple color, and it has given a beautiful lavender color. And so I'm making two dots on both the side of this violet color and just dragging it with a very fine dotting tool to give it a beautiful swirl shape. Make sure you make the shape very close to the violet color, that violet color swirl that we have made. And I hope you also remember the new blue color that we made by adding the teal blue color with this light purple color. So we'll use the same color and we'll make two more swirls around this lavender color. If you don't have space, then just skip it, but try to make this because it will give a beautiful texture to this complete swirl pattern that we are making. I absolutely love the color, how it is coming out together. So friends, we are done with the first part of this wall clock, and I hope you enjoyed making it with me. And now I'm moving up to the second part, and so this the orange, different shades of orange that we are gonna make here. So make sure this is in between the 3 a.m. or p.m. To 6 a.m. p.m. Side part of this wall clock. Friends, I'm starting up with lemon yellow color. I have mixed a little acrylic retarder to this lemon yellow color because the paint is quite watery. That the brand of the paint that I use is quite watery. So make sure if you're using the same brand of Fevicryl acrylic paint, just add a little acrylic retarder to it, and I'll just continue making tiny dots around this the circle that we made before. So I'll just dip my tool into the paint and make these tiny dots, and now I'll mix a little drop of orange to it, and I'll continue with the second row, and we'll just follow the same technique in which I will make the dots between the two dots of the previous row. Make sure you don't make dot over the dot. So this pattern has to be followed every time whenever we make a circle. So you just have to keep on dipping your tool into the paint and then make each tiny dot. Make sure the size of the dots are equal here, and then I'm mixing a drop of orange again for the third row, and then I will just keep on continuing and making the third row here. I hope you are enjoying the process. I am absolutely loving it. This whole mandala is really relaxing to me. It might look very complicated, but if you'll follow each step, I'm very sure you'll be able to make the same design what I have made here. So I'm using this fine dotting tool, but if you don't have the same tool, you can use any fine toothpick or anything with a similar tip. You can also use a pencil tip for making these dots. So I'll just keep on mixing a little orange to the same paint, and in this way, as you can see, this the gradient of the color will just shift from yellow to orange. So just keep on mixing a drop of orange every time. And you also have to make sure the size of the dots will keep on increasing, and so because the dots are from the inner row to the outer row, the size of the dots will also change. So you just have to make sure either you just pick a little more paint, or you can just increase the size of the dots. So for the next row, I'm just adding a little red to it. So when you achieve a beautiful orange color, you just have to keep it, you have to make it more deeper. So you can just add a little red to it, as I'm doing it here, and make sure you add acrylic retarder to it. That is very, very important. Mix it very, very well so that there is no air bubble or any leftover retarder, and the consistency of the paint has to be very, very smooth. Just keep on adding the red, and then I have added a little violet to this whole lot of paint, because I wanted it to give it a beautiful deeper shade of red, kind of maroon color. So I don't have maroon, so I just added a little violet to it, and it really worked. So friends, if you don't have too many colors, and if you are a beginner, I'm not a beginner although, but sometimes I don't have the same shade that I am looking for, so I just keep on mixing some shades, and you can make it by mixing two different colors. You can just make your desired shade. So as you can see, I'm adding cerulean blue color here, because again I wanted it little more deeper. And as you can see, you can just check the difference that is coming up. I'm not sure if I'm able to capture the same color that uh, was I was making, but you can see the difference from the shift of brightness of colors from yellow to orange to red, and then to the maroon color. And this is the last row that I'm making. So I've used this bamboo tool because I wanted little bigger dots for the last row. I'm also trying to make little plumpy dots, so I'm just adding little more color to each dot. In this way, the second part is also done, and we are moving up towards our third part, the golden rays. Friends, this might look very, very intricate to you, but believe me, this is the easiest part. Make sure your artwork is completely dry, and you just have to make very, very fine lines, and you just have to keep on making these lines surrounding the flower part at the center. Friends, I'm using white charcoal pencil here. Make sure you don't use graphite pencil, because later on it will become very, very difficult for you to erase it. So these charcoal pencils are very, very easy to erase with any damp cloth. So I'm just keep on making these fine lines. So friends, now I'm using this metallic gold color, and I have mixed a little acrylic retarder to it to give it a beautiful consistency. And then I'm making very, very tiny dots of these gold color. So basically I'm making the ray of dots, and I'm using my finest dotting tool for this. So you just have to dip your tool each time to make the dots. Make sure the size of the dots are equal to each other. So I'll just continue making the dots. You just have to follow the guidelines that you have made, and just keep on making the dots. So the making of the white color guideline will really help you. If you want to do, you can just do it freehand as well, but I prefer using the guidelines here because this is a very intricate design, so I would suggest you to use the guidelines. Friends, if you have watched it till now, I want to thank you a lot because this is a very big video. But I hope you'll understand. I have tried to minimize it as much as possible. I wanted to show you each detail so that you can replicate the same design when you work. So after doing all those thousands of dots, I am finally towards the end of this last line. So make sure the consistency of the paint is same. So if the paint dries, do not use it, just mix little paint with the acrylic retarder, and always use a fresh lot of paint. If you're watching my video for the very first time, please do take time to subscribe, like and share. And this is the first part of this wall clock, and it is completely done, and I'll see you in the second part. So I am absolutely enjoying the process, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it too. If this is so, then please do take time to comment below and let me know what was the best step that you loved about this first part. If you are making this wall clock with me, please do tag me in Instagram and Facebook so that I can see the process and enjoy it with you. So see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.